Meme back on 2017. So starting with you, Ebel, how was your 2017 from a GMod standpoint?
Is this a family-friendly podcast?
Not really.
Because my 2017 was kind of shit for GMod. I didn't really do much. I've been working on heavy go skateboarding pretty much all yearish, but it keeps getting interrupted by reality. But yeah, like I did sort of learn a lot of new things, but I didn't really post too much. Oh boys. So yeah, didn't really accomplish much. I have gotten stuff in progress, but this year is going to be my final year at university, so maybe some GMod videos will come up soonish, maybe.
That'd be great.
I hope so.
All right, how about you, Gino?
As 2017, I thought was pretty good for GMod for me because I made some of my favorite videos, like a Sniper and Heavy. I think is one of my favorite videos that I've ever made. And I took quite a few risks with that one because it's like a different style. Tried to make it like a 1920s cartoon type. And like with Higher Tower, that was pretty good. What else was there? Oh, the Pepsi Man one. That was like experimenting with non-TF2 models. But then I kind of moved on to SFM. I think this year marked the turning point where I decided to go my separate way with GMod into more SFM territory. But I might return if I ever feel like it.
And you went into immediately into shitpost territory.
Yep.
I mean, it gets the views, so it works.
I try to find a balance of shitpost and like trying to actually tell a story and or be funny, like with the Persona 5 Christmas video.
I love that. That was great.
That one I put a lot of work into.
I'm going off of memory here, but it seems to me that just the variety of your work really increased this year.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I wanted to try new things. Going back to what I was saying about taking risks, I took a lot of risks.
I think it paid out. You made some good stuff.
Yeah, some of them paid out, some of them didn't, but...
Also, I think you hit 100k subscribers this year. Also,
I did. I finally reached 100k this year.
Which is balmy.
Yeah. That was one of my main milestones for my channel, so I'm really happy to have reached that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So my 2017 was pretty good. I only uploaded one animation myself, but for me, that's pretty average, and it was my longest video ever. And I'm really proud of how it turned out. And then, of course, there is the collaboration collab, which kind of was the only thing I did with my life for 4 months, as I was working with all the other teams in it and, working on making my own entry for it.
And
but ultimately... What?
No.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the time with the collaboration collab.
Yeah, I think I was worth the time you put into it. It turned out really well.
Yeah.
Even though we couldn't finish our entry, I'm glad other people did.
It really makes you realize how difficult it can be working with other people at times.
Yeah.
Just because it just in a communication way and because it also shows you all the different kind of ideas and thought processes that go into it. Because I was showing my partner a few clips and stuff, and his thought process of what I wanted to do with a scene was just completely different to my thought process. Because when I was looking at a screenshot, I was thinking it's really obvious what I want to do here, but he didn't really think that way. But so it was really interesting to get different points of view.
Yeah, but then also one big problem I noticed is that there's kind of a procrastination feedback loop in a lot of groups where people expected their partner to start working, but the problem is their partner
they
expected
were.
them to start working first, and so nothing happened.
Yeah, so it's an endless loop of, boy, I can't wait until they get started so I can start on my thing.
Like
There was a lot of procrastination in the podcast collaboration.
like two peacocks waiting for the other one to make a move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Besides that, I've done several podcasts and just furthered my participation in the GMod community, and I've enjoyed that. So yeah, it was good 2017.
You've basically sort of become an ambassador for the GMod scene, at least in like at least on like a certain level, in a sense.
Yeah, he kind of has.
Yeah, the way I see it, I don't have too much time to work on my own videos, so I can have a much bigger impact if I help everyone else and organize things.
Mm. I mean, you have sort of become also like gained your own sort of footing as a meme, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though that does seem like sort of self-enforced, like, hi everyone, I'm Camouflage, I'm a meme.
I mean, most of the memes aren't me at all. It just happens, and I don't even notice.
You just log on to Discord in the morning, like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I think everybody on the GModder servers have turned you into memes, starting with the amazing Cam Thunk.
Cam Thunking.
Yeah.
I love Cam
Well,
Thunk.
there was Cam Thunking, then there was like the profile picture thing, and then Vigar started with the thick stuff.
Oh my god.
What was up? Like I'd love to know how Vigar's mind works sometimes.
We were both planning to like make every Gmodder into a thick Fempyro model because we were just really bored. We were just really bored.
Yeah, it seems like you made everybody except me, and I feel sad for being left out.
No,
You should be happy you were left out.
You
stay pure and innocent, Gino. Stay pure and
I
innocent.
want to be Thick Pyro.
No, you don't. We have that on recording. We have that recording of Gino saying, "I want to be a thick pyro." That's on the internet forever now, buddy.
That's what you wish for.
Don't worry.
Man, I wish I was thick.
Oh, that tickled me.
All right, Shane Toon, how was your 2017?
I mean, I have greatly improved my animation, even though the first half of the year, I was doing YouTube poos. But ever since I joined this Discord, I have greatly improved over the past 6 months. Everyone kept giving me advice, and it really helped me a lot on my animations to improve. So I'm very thankful for that, and for this year. And the biggest highlight of the year was probably participating in the GMod collaboration collab, because that took almost a long time with me and my partner. So, I mean, that was basically the highlight of my year.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that the Discord server has really worked out for you.
Yeah, it has a lot.
Yeah, that's
Sunky.
kind of what I...
Or-
sorry.
Go on.
That is kind of what I like about these two GModder Discords you made, is that the community is so close-knit that they can basically help each other make videos, or with animation help, or various other GMod help. I really like that. So kudos on you.
Yeah,
It's kind
because
of
that
hard
was
to imagine how things were before we had Discord.
well, Skype.
Oh,
Skype.
Ugh, ew.
I spit on
Just
Skype.
like simultaneous ugh. But like, what was weird is like before I joined any of the Discords, like I was sort of like, I think I'm just trying to think where I was before I joined the Discords. Like I think I had done Engineer's Very Bad Day, and then Cammy started going like, oh my god, Reddit and whatnot. That is essentially what your comment was. You were just like, I love this
Yeah.
on the Reddit page, and
I
think-
called you out for like the one frame where it's green screen.
fuck, come on. I don't know what like that was an issue that happened a lot on my old computer. Like it would just constantly do just a one frame would screw up, and
I think it was because you had the renderer set on CPU and GPU, because I think we fixed it.
I don't know, man. But yeah, but I am glad that I joined the Discord servers, because like I found out a lot of new stuff. Like I found a Boa Doolable through the Discord stuff. By Cammy sharing. I also talked with Sanguine a lot by Cammy as well. Cammy's good at sharing like quieter Jumos, because like Sanguine and Abo Abdulable make some great stuff, and they don't have enough credit for it, in my opinion, because they're really creative with all the Gmod and stuff. Like Abo sort of changed the way I think about Gmodding, essentially.
And the fortunate thing with him is his channel is gaining some traction, like several hundred few subscribers a month or so. So he's not totally ignored.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a few things, and like Sanguine's been showing a few things in the DMs, and goodness, it's good. Is good.
All right, Sunky, how was your 2017?
I've already made an update video and talked about this on Twitter, but in general, it was pretty much a silent year for me. I didn't make any videos on my own channel. The only things apart from the collaboration entry, but that's on Sanguine's channel. So that's kind of my yeah. Other than that, the only other video things I did were either the podcast I took part in, or the videos I did for the gaming channel, Not Another Gaming Channel. That's about it for me. I could just hope that 2018, works out better for me.
All right, so on the same topic of 2017, I would just like to know everyone's thoughts on how 2017 went for Gmod as a whole. So not just your channel, but everyone else's channels.
I don't think I'd be very good at measuring that, because my year has mostly been very distracted away from the Gmod community. Like I still sort of like poke my head in every now and then for like the bigger stuff. Like I was around for the high tower shenanigans. But due to like university happening like full force, like a giant kick to the face, like I haven't been able to even like participate that much in the things. So yeah, so I haven't really been a part of community, which is a shame, because I love this community. Like it's full of great people and great animators. So hopefully in 2018 I'll be hoping to move forward with everything. Yeah.
All right, Gino, what do you think?
I'm kind of like Evil. I'm not really as active in the community as I could be. And I'm kind of in a weird, foggy gray area where I'm in between like the Gmod community and the SFM community. I feel like I can't really find a place in both of them. So I haven't really paid much attention to, paid as much attention as I should be to like newer up and coming Gmodders, which I'm sure some have appeared and popped up variously in 2017.
Yeah, there's been a few new guys pop up. I think Sanguine started up this year.
He started Gmodding in 2015, I believe. But like, he started like Gmodding more in 2017 a lot. So
yeah, so basically he's kind of come out of his shell in 17.
Yeah, basically he
sorry, you first, Shane.
He kind of branched out. Yeah.
I was gonna say he posted his first in my opinion, what his first like major video was. I cannot remember the title for the life of me, unfortunately. But it's a very cool action sequence with some TF2 models and whatnot, but not necessarily in TF2 universe. It's a good video. And this year he sort of put that out, so that's good.
I think another great Gmodder who actually just started Gmodding this year was probably Erdemon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We talked about him last podcast, I think.
He's a great Gmodder, even though he just released one video.
Yeah,
it's a good start.
Yeah, Erdemon is pretty good.
What's quite good with Erdemon is that like this is how I always think about like Gary's mod animation. Like you have to really have a good grip on how the program works to be a good animator. Like there's lots of little intricacies within the whole thing. Because if you look back on like my very first videos, like that was back when I was just effing around with the program, like not really knowing what did what, and like there's lots of different methods you could do to make a video. So for Erdemon to sort of come out, go into Gmod first thing, and sort of make actually quite a decent video out of Gmod on his first attempt is impressive. Like because he's picked it up really, really quickly. That's impressive.
Yeah, I had like years worth of experience with SFM, and that really shows how other like SFMers could probably use Gmod, and they could probably successfully make a good Gmod video. That really shows.
Because once you get over the like the actual weird portion of it, you can actually the whole it's. Let me try again. Gmod is not a dedicated animation thing, and that's like the main hurdle to get over when you're going from SFM to Gmod. That you're not going into something that's designed to animate. You're just going into something that's designed to like throw ragdolls at a wall at high speeds.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the main hurdle to get over, essentially.
Pretty much.
I thought one impressive thing that Erdemon did was he did lip sync in Gary's mod, which is significantly different than in SFM, because with SFM, if I understand right, you can listen to the audio, right on the same timeline as your animation. So it's really easy to sync up.
Plus, it can generate like what they're saying. If you do like if you click on a certain setting, it will it will try and sound out the words, but it's not all that great.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend doing it.
It's only for TF2 models. You could do something called extract phonemes, to where it automatically lip syncs to most audio, but it's really only good for like the actual voice lines. Like if you have a sniper voice line, you can extract the sniper phonemes and he'll say the line. But if you have, I don't know, a clip from an anime or something, it'll just look really, really weird.
Yeah, the lip syncing that's done by SFM is not exactly that accurate to the readings.
Yeah, that's why manual lip sync is probably better for most things in SFM.
I think I did see a video. I think maybe it was from like Daspo shit. I think he did it on his lip syncing tutorial. He showed the phonemes thing.
Yes, yeah, I did.
It was not good.
Well, my lip sync is perfect.
Yeah, he compared it, and he gave a valid reason why it was not a good why you shouldn't do it.
Like, this is one of the major downsides of animation. There are no shortcuts. Like, you try and take a shortcut and it suffers. Like, do you guys remember Go Animate?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Go Animate's grounded now.
It's grounded, goes to court and gets jailed or something.
I'm sorry, Camouflage, you're grounded for 3999999 years.
Oh no.
Unless you apologize to your teacher. Yeah, so that's like an example. You can't really take shortcuts with animation, which sucks really, because I would love to take shortcuts with animation, but I'm too much perfectionist to do that, really. I don't like to put something out that's half-assed.
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
There's just too much of that out there.
Mm-hmm. I guess personally, for this year, I think there was a lot of great films that were released this year. Like, for example, the Hoovie Dundee series by Priest Bunky. I thought that was very great.
Yes.
And again, once again, the GMod collaboration collab was also released on this year, obviously. But like, there was a lot of great films that I really loved and adored this year.
This year was very much like a newcomers type of year, because we got a lot of new people. You know, Priest Bunky, Mon, Sanguine, like all that. It was a very sort of like open season.
And I also liked some films from Miss Your Hair as well. Even though they were like short, but I still liked it.
Tick. Why?
Oh yeah, apparently we already have a thick Gino world.
Have you just been have you my God. Well, yeah, you asked for a Gino. JP, put it on the screen. Just put it on the screen, JP.
Yes. We have to share this.
Look at the curves.
You're gonna frighten everyone.
This is why you've always got to think before you speak.
Well, fuck.
He's even doing the thunking.
I wonder how much like dumb stuff we can make JP put on the screen. There's a podcast, so probably not.
I'm gonna post this into my server later.
I love how you're doing sort of like pose. You got the quirked eyebrow and everything. I see you looking at my boobies. Do you like?
Like what you see, big boy?
This is why I love the community, because like it's just dumb, but in a good way. Oh,
Okay.
dear.
Going back to the original.
We should probably move on.
Yeah. I was about to say, going back to the original question, I feel like I should mention Great Dictator's Team Neighborhood series.
Oh, you saw what I was
yes.
going to mention.
Sorry
not-
about that.
I have not watched this yet, actually.
It is excellent.
Amazing. I think everything was well done and correctly done. Like there was no flaws.
Because
Yeah, I
it's
definitely feel
basically
it's practically like what happened if GMod and SFM were blended together in a nice movie.
it's like a legitimate TV show, but it's GMod with some SFM.
It kind of it reminds me of cartoon shows I used to watch.
Yeah.
Like Ed, Ed and Eddie. I don't know how it kind of relates to me to Ed and Eddie. Maybe because of the sound effects, but mostly around that.
Well, it's like Ed and Eddie because both take place, in a neighborhood.
Right.
You have these guys, who have pretty much no responponsibility, and they're just hanging around, and chaos ensues.
Do they even
Pretty
pay
much.
rent?
Plus, he also like Great Dictator has also like developed such a good characters in the videos as well. Like the characteristics, like the Blue Scout, he has like a fetish with ponies, and he's like and so Great Dictator always expresses that, which I thought was pretty creative and neat.
And another thing I like is he nails kind of the style and genre of really early Gary's mod, but he does that both without trying too hard to be like other Gmodders, and just he has this new creative spin on it, and it's polished. So it's like as good looking as modern Gmod, but it's still at this same time it's still old Gmod, so it's just really
Right, with the
unique.
puppeteering and the stop motion.
Yeah, kind of a mix of just about everything.
Right, yeah. He does. I think does he do stop motion helper as well? I think he does. Like for like certain action scenes, he probably uses SMH.
Yeah, that series was probably, in my opinion, the highlight of 2017 Gary's mod. There's definitely a few other good things worth mentioning, like you guys already mentioned Pre-Spunky and Hair.
But what about the Impractical Hero?
Yeah, there's that, which we're going to do a review of later, and then also El Toro. I think he did Prop Fortress this year. That was a good one.
Wait, was that this year or late 2016?
Oh, that was released in July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was also that short Halloween video he did, despite being near Christmas at the time of him posting it
Oh,
up.
right.
Yeah,
That one was fantastic.
definitely. All right, does anyone else have anything to add?
Well, I guess I could talk about the collabs, since I'm considered the collab guy around these parts. Well, I guess for the collabs, at least from my side, of course, there's collaboration collab. We've already talked about that, but there were a few good collabs I've seen. Cause mainly Heavy's Mafia experience. That was a pretty good one with how they used Heavy's character. But then there was the box collab where it was just one massive crap post.
Oh, that was a hot mess. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't even put in the watermarks. It was all mixed up.
No, Lord.
yeah.
You can tell he didn't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part one
I
was
want to
all
make-
right, though.
I want to make a collab because apparently they're good. Yeah.
Box. And then
That's a
there
fun.
were,
Sorry.
and then there were the collabs I thought had potential, but most of the entries weren't that good. Maybe the Taking Roads literary collab, because I felt like something like that could have worked if there was enough talent behind it. Because that one video about the Winglet made about Taking Roads literary, that was freaking hilarious. But the collab itself, there wasn't really much creativity. Didn't really have one day use the same TF2 lines a lot.
Yeah, the problem is most of the instances of taking words literally were either just really uncreative or really straightforward, like a character would say, "I'm gonna kill you," and then he kills him. And it's like, yeah, that's taking words literally, but what's the point?
I was originally.
I thought, I thought like I didn't want to join it because I really felt like there was going to be people using the same lines, and I would be like, that would not be good.
Yeah.
And
I was originally going to join
it.
a club myself involving lines from Sonic Boom. It was going to be how many of these things are there? Then it just turns into Paper Mario sticker stuff of other things. Yeah, it was true. I didn't end up doing it in the end due to my lack of motivation, if you will. But still, I think if I did that, I'd probably be a lot of fun, and also stick a leg of soft on because everyone else was tutored, while mine would have been Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, one good thing that came out of that collab is Dat Scoot had this amazing entry in it, and that's how I discovered his channel.
I thought his was the most creative out of all the entries.
I forgot what it was.
It was something about Scout's bat. He's talking to his bat and saying, "You ready to meet some skulls?"
Let's go meet some new skulls, yeah. And then
it's a romance between the bat and a skull.
That sounds hilarious.
I do think like when you're starting out as a Gmodder, like collabs are like the best way to get your stuff out there, because
that's true.
Even if it's like rubbish, because I remember I entered a collab called Golden Sword Collab. This is way back in the day.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, Cougar Watan. And my entry to the Golden Sword Collab was probably the worst video I've ever made, admittedly. I look back on it with shame.
You're not the only one. I look back on my entry for the first Do Not Push the Button collab, and I just look like in shame. Doesn't have that as my most popular video on my channel. Like, what the heck? Why does it have over have 500,000 views?
Whoa.
Yeah, don't underestimate the power of YouTube. My most popular video is a video of Sombra jitting around for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and that got popular.
And I got 3 million views, so people eat up anything.
The power of the shit post.
I know.
I look back on my Falling Soldier collab entry, and personally, to me, I thought that collab was probably the worst collab I've ever done. But I look back to it, and I'm like, sheesh. I used to think that this was a really good video I made.
We all did at some point.
Yeah, we're being instructed.
And then after the collabs that they had progress were disappointing in the end. Then all the collabs announcements I saw that were really stupid. I'm not gonna mention a few here for the sake of this video, but there was one collab that stuck out, and I'm pretty sure I've heard the infamous line from Sonic Adventure where Knuckles goes, "Oh no." The other idea behind the collab was just Knuckles going, "Oh no."
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That was the joke.
Oh no!
That was all the collab was going to be about. I'm not surprised I didn't get any entries for it.
Did you know there was someone tried to announce the 4th cooking collab?
A 4th one? Oh
Let it die.
It was no, because the guy contacted Psycho if he wanted to do it, and he's like, please no, just stop with this, just stop with this cooking collabs.
Right. Okay. So moving on. The next thing. Gmod resolutions for the new year. So aims for 2018, guys.
Well, that's one thing I'm going to say. I don't have anything to say on predictions. To quote one show I watched this year, what happens. That's it for me.
Yeah. I think my aim for 2018 is sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Re-socialize myself with Gmod and the Gmod community and actually start making videos again, because I know I enjoy making videos. I enjoy the reception that I get out of it.
Oh yeah, reintegrate yourself.
That's the word. Thank you, Gina.
Yeah.
Reintegrate, because I know I've sort of been quiet. People think I'm dead. I literally, like when I was streaming Borderlands with Cammy and that lot, I literally got a post on my my stream announcement video that's saying like, Abel, why you die, or something like that. Oh, that was a good one as well. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I'll leave that.
Ebo, why the long hiatus?
That was it. Auntie 8. But yeah, my hiatus will end hopefully.
Heck yes.
Okay, that's me.
How about you, Juno? I know you have a sax in the works, but as for GMod stuff, what are your plans for 2018?
Yeah, besides the Saxy entry I'm working on, my main New Year's resolution for 2018 is kind of specific. It's to get better at lighting. I've always been struggling with lighting both in GMod and SFM, and I really want to try to get better at it. That, and I really want to start a collab, because I haven't made one in a long time.
Well, given your subscriber count, I suppose you get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
And since this collab will be both GMod and SFM, I'm sure people from the server will probably enjoy it. Yeah. I'm expecting you to join, Ebel.
All right. Yeah. Well, given that I have reintegrated myself with the world, like a hermit coming out of a cave going,
what year is it?
What year is it?
What year is this?
What is a fidget spinner?
Some things are best forgotten.
Are fidget spinners still popular?
Who's the president in 1985? Ronald Reagan.
I don't even know if that's true or not. Apparently, like the hot new meme is titty pods or Tide pods or whatever you call them.
Wait, those things are washing machines?
I get. There's a Vine that calls them titty pods. Like it's hilarious. But Tide pods are apparently the thing, as opposed to an RTF2.
I don't know why though, because it's just stuff you put in your dishwasher just to wash your dishes.
It feels like a forced meme, and those are the worst kinds of memes.
Just like that, all the forced memes centered around Knuckles the Echidna. There were a lot of forced memes surrounding it. It's not just oh no. First it was oh no, then it was Knuckles singing for something, and now it's the whole do you know the way? Do you know the way, man?
Do you know the way? Do you know the way?
Where's the queen?
He does not know the way.
You are not the queen. Spit on the queen.
I love VR chat. Like I know it's free to play on Steam, but I don't think it'd be the same if you don't have a VR thing.
Yeah, I need to get that.
Yeah. Cammy, do you have any 2018 GMod resolutions?
Yes, so I have a video in progress right now. It's my first sequel to one of my videos. It's a sequel to my first video, Engineer Craves Taco Bell. It's going to be really short, but also the best quality I've ever strived for. So that'll be interesting. And that it's short, so it should be out in a month or two. And then after that, I'm probably going to resume this long project that I've been working on for a while called Tea Time Troubles. The problem with that one, though, is I took such a long pause after making the first minute of it that by comparison, it looks terrible now. So I'll probably have to redo the entire thing.
That's happened to me before. I start a video and then put it on hold. And during that time I have it on hold, my animation style improves so much that the first half I made just looks awful. It's like an older style.
And also, for whatever reason, I put it in 60 FPS, and I think I have like the default FOV, and so yeah, I need to really go back and fix it all up. But if I decide to enter into your collab or someone else's collab, then that'll probably push it back even more. So yeah, 2 videos is my goal for 2018, and I think I can do it.
I believe in you.
You got this.
You got this, dude.
How about you, Shane?
I hopefully want to start up a new GMod series. Because I really want to start instead of like participating in many collabs, I want to start putting down like my own content for my YouTube channel. So I want to start up a new GMod series, which I think will probably be released in like summer around that time, because I really want to like practice on improving on my animation so I can make it so I can start making it and it'll look cool and perfect. And I also want to improve on my animation as well. So those are my goals
That's good. And Sunky, you already answered, right?
I guess, but that was for the next question, not this one.
It's still sort of like went counted and whatnot.
So shall I talk here, or should we move on?
If you want, or we can move on.
I guess just for my resolutions, to make at least one video this year, because last year I had a lot of lack of motivation due to stuff that happened in life. Well, I don't know what could happen this year. I just hope I make at least one Gmod video, even if it ends up just being, I don't know, Waluigi just walking down the city holding a random tablet and then just looks at his apple and is like, yeah, this Apple TV show is a pile of crap.
And you could also finish up that, or the second part of that collab entry with Sanguine.
Oh yeah, the
That'd be neat.
sequel. I need to talk to Sanguine about that, actually.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
that
yeah,
procrastination
yeah.
thing I've talked about is happening here because both of you are like, oh yeah, I need to talk to the other guy about this, and it's not happening. So one of you just needs to jump on this and start it up.
Yeah, good point.
So
All
what
right,
is
so next question
Yeah.
is just how do you think 2018 will be for Gmod as a whole?
Ooh.
That is hard to predict because Gmod animation as a community is is very wild card.
Yeah.
Like you can never really predict what's going to be the thing, especially since like these days I had a train of thought but lost it, but I do know that like whatever happens with Gmod is very much relating to what happens with TF2, unfortunately. Whether or not TF2 actually gets another update, if it gets like any sort of news about it, because any update, any news regarding TF2 is going to dramatically affect the Gmod scene, essentially. Like Saxies are coming up, so we'll probably see a lot of interesting things. So that's probably it's really on the wire, like whether or not it's going to be have a TF2 update or not. That depends. Okay.
All right. And Gino, you know a thing or two about updates.
Right. Just to let you guys know, I have to drop out of the podcast because things are happening with the family. Okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
people.
Okay. It's been good to have me. Like, sorry I had to drop out so early. So, hope you have a good podcast. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoy the podcast and cheerio and whatnot. That's my catchphrase. Bam.
See ya.
As if it
bye-bye.
couldn't be any more British.
Yeah.
Guess he has tea time or something.
Probably.
All right, Gino, what do you think?
Thoughts on predictions, I mean, for 2018 for Gmod. Kind of what Ebo was saying. It's basically a wild card. You never really know what's going to happen. I feel like the community is kind of, what's the word? The word is there somewhere. Nebulous. Like it's always changing. It's never really set in one place. People come and go, if you know what I mean. So there's really no telling. What's probably going to happen is there's going to be a bunch of new Gmodders pop up. Hopefully. And not like people suddenly leaving. That will hopefully get Fever Dream 4.
Oh, yeah.
You hear me here?
You need to welcome Fever Dream 4.
You have an entire year to make Fever Dream 4. Make it happen.
I'm expecting it.
And if that happens, then we get Fever Dream 4 episode 1.
Fever Dream 3.9.
Oh, man.
All right, so I'd predict that 2018 will be kind of similar to 2017. You have several old established Gmodders continuing to push out content on occasion. Then you have a bunch of us littler guys, keep going on. Some people are inevitably going to, stop making videos, but also will probably gain a few new good Gmodders as well. And I do have insider information that you might be able to expect some new videos from Mini Russ and Mini Fet. So stay tuned for that.
Ooh. Okay.
But no promises.
my predictions is that I think there's going to be a lot more people joining this Discord, because I think it's going to get more recognizable in the community, and I hopefully think everyone's animations will improve for the next whole year. So that's those are my projections for 2018.
Well, I guess for me, the only prediction I have is Camouflage takes over the world.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
In all seriousness, now I'm thinking 2018 is just gonna go by as usual. Like, people make videos, people host collabs, and Soldier asks for new weapons, and that's about it.
Oh, you said the forbidden words.
Sorry.
All right, so before we get into video reviews, I just want to mention one thing. As many of you have noticed recently, there's been a bug in Gary's mod where if you pull out the camera, the skybox will freak out. There's a really simple solution to this, and that's to go into Discord and disable the overlay. It'll completely fix everything, and yeah, that's it. So make sure to remember that and to tell anyone you see who has that problem, because I keep answering this question over and over again, and I'm getting tired of people not knowing this.
And if you don't know where to find it, you just go into user settings and it's under overlay, and there's just a little switch that says enable or disable.
Pretty simple.
All right, so now we're going to move into video reviews. The first of the two videos we're reviewing today is Higher Tower by fellow podcast member Gino Whirl.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
So do you want to go first or last on this?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'll just go last.
Okay, so one thing I really like about this video, and you also do this in your other videos, is just the way you portray everything really gives this idea that there's more to the video than what you see. Like, all these characters are doing stuff across the entire map, and it just gives this sense that it's alive and real in a sense.
Like
Yeah.
it's in the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I was going for. Want to like incorporate different kind of sub stories, like two characters get into some sort of issue or whatever, and then it carries over into some other character's dilemma, and everything just kind of happens.
Yeah, and I like how that isn't just random, like, you know, here's one thing, here's another thing. There is an element of randomness, but these characters, they sometimes come back, and then at the end, you know, several of their mini stories kind of collide. And I
Yeah.
think that really helps, like what I was saying, just to paint the picture that there's a lot more going on here than what you see. Then also just the variety of characters you have is good, and it's not just cosmetics, but you have, you know, different varying personalities and motives with the characters. And then also specifically, I really liked the demo with 2 eye patches.
Yeah, he was my favorite character too. I might use him again.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that idea before or after this video. You know, maybe it's something we've all kind of thought of just because of how absurd it is, but
Yeah.
And then I guess my main gripe with this, and I think I may have mentioned this in the past, but there's 2 scenes where someone's flying through the air and it's blurred and shakes, but you can tell that they're not actually moving.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah, I was gonna mention that.
I think like specifically when the demo man sticky jumps up to the top of the tower.
Yeah, that's the first one. It's just the rest of the video looks good, so that kind of really stood out as being a bit too minimalistic.
Right, yeah.
Personally, I think this was a very mean kind of video. I think Gino has successfully done correctly. I'm in my personal opinion, I think the motion blurs were done correctly, and it wasn't like overexposed a lot. Like, it was like done correctly. I think my favorite scene has to be the dramatic slow motion scene where everyone's like there's like all these characters like looking up at the plane, and in the payload. I thought that was my favorite scene because it was pretty cinematic, and I liked the way how the characters were expressed.
Oh yeah, I loved
Yeah.
filming that because it's really easy. I just like put a keyframe on one end of the stop motion helper timeline and then another one at the very end, and just recorded a whole big sequence.
Right.
Like 2 keyframes.
And Sunky, what were your thoughts?
I don't have much to say on the video, unfortunately. Like, maybe it's because of me not being a huge fan of the whole meme that was thrown in Tier 2 maps of making something as long or as tall as Mount Everest, but I don't know, this video was just okay to me. There was a couple of jokes I liked, but the rest of it was just kind of there for me. That's all I can say, it was just kind of there.
Yeah, I have a similar mindset usually, that I'm not a huge fan of GMod videos that are just, hey, this is a game of TF2 and TF2 things happen, or, the same with other games. But I feel like here there's enough variety and just things outside of what could possibly happen in a GMod video to where it's interesting.
Yeah. This is like the most constructive criticism I've ever gotten on this video.
That's what we do. All right, Gino, what are your final thoughts on it?
I decided to make it after seeing like the whole higher tower trend of like, oh, we're gonna play a game of TF2 on higher tower and scream at everything we find because funny trend.
Oh, that trend was horrible.
I'm like, I want to do that funny trend too, but I want to make a GMod animation on that map. And it was a pain getting the map to work, but I finally got it working, and then I just kind of did my own thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised not too many people capitalized on that whole meme, because that was quite popular for a month or so. Like, obviously you did.
Stupid.
I think someone did one with the 2-fort map that's really long, but that's all I recall ever seeing.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I don't get it.
Yeah, overall I'm not a fan of the meme, but I think this video was it's a good representation of the meme. It paints it in a good light.
You'd give an okay sign.
Yeah.
You would give 4 Cam Thunks out of 5.
That's high praise. All right, so our next video review is going to be The Impractical Hero by Dr. Hevage.
Ooh.
So right away, usually when I see 60 FPS on an animation, I get kind of annoyed, because typically it's in a situation where it would look far better if it were just 30 FPS. But I feel like Hevage did an excellent job of putting enough work into it to where it doesn't get hurt too bad by being 60 FPS, though I still think it would look marginally better at 30. That's just kind of a big pet peeve I have with animation in general. Something else I thought he did really well, and this makes sense because of his background of doing a lot of sentence mixing with spectrals and stuff, is just the way he portrayed Soldier in this video was outstanding, which says a lot, because Soldier himself has this crazy personality without even needing sentence mixing. But I feel like Hevage went above and beyond that with what he did, like the scene where Soldier outsmarts the medic and the soldiers. The soldiers ask him, what is blood? And he says, stuff inside you, and then they blow up because he outsmarted them. And then whenever he's trying to get into the base and he says, how would God do this? God would use that teleporter.
I think the sentence mixing to me was very unexpected on how amazing it fitted so well. These were like new quotes, and it was really fitted well. And I thought the scene when the medic and the soldier were shivering and shaking, and like I think it showed a lot of effort because it expressed their movement and feeling, which I thought was impressive. Though I don't know if they were shivering the fact that it was cold in space or like they were both afraid.
Yeah, I think usually it was from fear or nervousness, and that was also something that really impressed me was the animation. And you have to keep in mind, Hevich doesn't really animate a lot. He only has a few animations on his channel.
But he has more smexuals.
Yeah. Just point is, from an animation standpoint, he's inexperienced, I guess, yet, you know, the video looks excellent.
Yeah. Although I may say, I think there was a little bit too much of motion blurs, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing with frame rates is the lower your frame rate is, the more demand you have for motion blurring. So for 60 FPS, there's really almost never a need for motion blur unless it's something like helicopter blades or something flying through the air really quickly.
Yeah, something really, really fast. Motion blur is probably only used for like 24 FPS stuff, maybe 30 FPS.
I guess it's my turn to talk now. I guess when I was going to the video, I thought it was going to be another sequel to the whole fire videos you did before. In some ways, it is, because characters from those previous videos appear, like the Demo Man and the Heavy Soldier. But then it just turns a completely different route, and I really liked it for that. I think the big highlight for me was the whole battle between the soldier and that robot with the head from that Neptunia character. I haven't played the games myself. It's just how it was put together was very impressive for me, because usually when I see battles, they either make use of green screen a lot or very basic and rough. But this guy, he never shows he did put a lot of effort into it, right down to the music he used. Like he had some pretty good music choices in the battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In general, the whole video was very polished, and some of the stuff he did in there is kind of stuff I want to do myself. And I mean, I'm not sure, I don't know how long it will be until the sequel to this video comes out, but whatever he does, I'm looking forward to what he has in store.
Yeah, I was wondering if the to be continued was an actual, an intention to make a sequel to this, or just, a way to end the video.
Well, maybe it could happen. I mean, it's not like the whole JoJo thing. It was like in the style of the Pokemon thing.
Yeah, there's really no telling. He probably will, though.
He probably will, just like he had Eden come in later on the Devilman from the Fire video.
Do you have any thoughts on the video?
Yeah, I absolutely love the action sequence of Soldier fighting the giant robot. That was very, very cool. And the camera movements are really smooth. I just don't really understand the whole Neptunia character. Since it's never really explained, it just felt kind of shoehorned in. Like, oh,
yeah,
that's
kind of my problem as well, because I've never played the games myself, so I don't know who this character is.
Yeah, I felt like it should have been like maybe another robot inside a bigger robot instead of small.
I think he could have. I guess that the character in the game itself doesn't talk, so I can understand that he didn't really why he wouldn't show that much emotion in it. But I think he could have done it better. Express how the character acts in the games without having the prior knowledge of it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I just could have used maybe a different character.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this character outside of this video, but I think maybe he was trying to play off the original expectation, like, oh, it's Soldier and this tiny little girl, she's not going to do anything, and then suddenly she's in this giant robot.
Yeah, that could work.
That's yeah, it does.
Yeah, I could see why, especially when the anime girl has a completely different art style to Soldier.
I also absolutely love the soundtrack because he used a bunch of Paper Mario songs.
Those have great soundtracks.
If you use Paper Mario songs in your video, that's one surefire way to get me to like it.
We're gonna move on to Twitch questions.
Yeah, I want to keep these quick because I want to wrap up soon. So first one, I'll answer this just myself real quick. McLenny96 asks about frames. Is it advisable to stick to a global frame rate or change around slightly for action scenes and such? It's definitely advisable to stick to the same frame rate throughout, because it really throws off the viewer if you're constantly changing between frame rates. And if you want a really good example of this, watch Great Dictator's first episode in Team Neighborhood, because there's parts where he goes from 24 FPS to 30 FPS to 60 FPS, and it's really disorienting. So that's something you want to be absolutely consistent. And I would really highly recommend 30 FPS unless you really know what you're doing.
It could be very jarring at times to have 24 FPS and then suddenly 60 FPS.
Yeah, and if you don't know what you're doing, the 60 FPS video can look really bad. I've seen that myself. I'm not going to say where I found it from, just for this, but it looked really bad.
And that's why I say just do 30 unless you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're asking, you don't really know what you're doing, so just do 30. All right, so Paul Scorpion asks, are there any games other than TF2 that you would want to animate with?
Well, for me, it's kind of the opposite. I want to animate something other than Sonic the Hedgehog. I want to do TF2 for a bit.
I would definitely animate something in Half-Life. The Half-Life series. I would definitely animate something from that. That's for sure, maybe. If I have enough time to.
For me, since there's a bunch of new models on the SFM workshop based on My Hero Academia, I'd love to make a Academia animation soon.
Yeah, I'm not really hip, so I don't know what all is out there. But kind of my goal is like, yeah, I use Team Fortress 2 characters, but I try to use them in a way that's not really like Team Fortress 2, I guess. Like I usually don't have a lot of dialogue in my videos, which helps me get shape the characters into their own personality. So really, like you can take several of my videos and swap out the TF2 characters with characters from anywhere else, and it would basically be the same video.
Yeah, it's like a real universal situation that just happens to have TF2 characters in it.
Yep. All right, so Erdemon asks, is there a video that you always wanted to make, but in the end it didn't end up making because after postponing it, you realized how awful it was? Kind of like how I talked about Tea Time Troubles.
Oh, gosh. Mine's kind of a long story for me, because, well, originally it was sort of more of a group project, because there was one person I know who wanted to do this video series, and I thought I'd join in as the animator for it, and I started doing the animator for it back in 2016, but then I just stopped working on it after lack of motivation, and then when I look back on it, I really didn't do a good job with the animation for me, especially what I can do now. It didn't really have that Jalabable making it. The Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces were renounced, and because the video was going to involve a possible game Sonic the Hedgehog could come out with for the 25th anniversary. So that video is now practically irrelevant. I was able to finish it.
I'm pretty sure I said this before, but I tried to participate in the Catch That Scout collab, and basically I started off with one scene when the scout was running, and when I reviewed it over, I just didn't like it, and I just abandoned it, and I was like, I just need more practice. It's like way early in like 2015, I believe.
Originally, I had a video that I was going to make on Powerhouse. It was like 2016, early 2016. It was on Powerhouse, and I actually filmed about half of it before I realized, this is kind of too XD random. I don't think I'm probably going to finish this.
And I guess for me, there's still a potential for me making this video, but it's kind of on permanent hiatus or hiatus if you prefer. And it's
so basically on the back burner.
Yeah.
Haha, TF2 joke.
It was going to be a video introducing my character as he appears in Erdemon's Through the Night universe. And it was just going to be me beating up on bad guys for a few minutes. And I wanted to do it as, both, to introduce the character and to maybe drive some traffic to Erdemon, but also to give myself practice on combat scenes. But it's probably going to be scrapped because it just seems like a ton of effort for just kind of generic fighting with no real story to it. And plus, I feel like people wouldn't take it seriously and just see it as an edgy OC beating up random people.
Yeah, that's.
Or maybe they just see it as a meme because you are a meme this year.
Yeah.
Your Sona's not really that edgy. Vigar asked, any videos you feel bad for not making? I really feel bad for not making the a collab entry for Kill That Heavy. Sorry, Little Scorpion, but I was gonna make this like kind of like the Three Stooges kind of thing on it, where they try to like kill the. That's the point. They have 3 people and they have to kill the heavy, but they fail. But I was gonna make some kind of like Three Stooges thing, but I just never got to it, and the collab was released, so it was too late for me. Sorry, lol, Scorpion.
Yeah, besides collab entries, I regret not having started Space Scouts. Although, because it's taken me years to actually start Space Scouts, like my idea from just a simple one-off video has kind of expanded to this entire series that's basically going to be the main focus of my channel whenever I decide to finally do it.
I'm not sure about me because I already mentioned about that one video in the last question, but I think I remember a while back I wanted to do an entry for the Luigi Palooza collab, and I kind of feel sad that I didn't really because I honestly really like Luigi. I think he has a lot of potential for all sorts of wacky shenanigans due to his scaredy cat personality, but I didn't get through to it in the end.
All right, final question, because we only have 2 minutes. Awesome Noob asks, what add-on or GMod update would you like to be made to help with animation? So
definitely the finger posing. Definitely.
Yeah, Ragdoll Mover for finger posing.
Yeah.
I think for me, at the moment, I think it's just something to allow IK rigging for models to on from TF2 Evolved, because as someone who poses the classic Sonic, it's not really easy trying to pose this at the fans and the legs, so I'm having to manually manipulate them with the fizz gun. Because Ragdoll Mover, if you use it without IK rigs, you just rotate the pivot of it, and it's not really that easy to do.
And anything from you, Gino?
I think I agree with the finger posing things. I absolutely despise finger posing in Gmod. I think SFM style Ragdoll Mover to where I could rotate it on any axis would be much better.
Yeah, and you'd think it would be easy to make because Advanced Bone Tool can basically do that, but without the gizmo. So
yeah,
it seems like a lot simpler to make than Ragdoll Mover itself was. All right, so thank you everyone for listening. This has been the 8th G Podcast. And make sure to follow us on Twitch and subscribe to us on YouTube for more podcasts and perhaps other events.
And subscribe to GinoWorld for more Undertale Let's Plays.
If you dare.
Yeah, Undertale, yeah.
Hooray.
And also shouts to the corpse of Hero for being in the background of all the posters.
Good job, Hair.